Hello everyone, this is Reema ma'am and we are going to cover first chapter in grade 11 accounts, that is the difference between bookkeeping and accountancy. So what is the meaning of bookkeeping? Bookkeeping is the art and science of maintaining a record of financial transactions in separate set of books. So students, like you maintain separate set of books for separate subjects, in the same way, a businessman will maintain separate set of books for different financial transactions. For example, all the records of sales will be maintained in the sales book, all the records of purchases will be maintained in the purchase book, and all the cash transactions, how much cash goes out of the business, how much cash comes into the business, will be recorded in the cash book. So therefore, it is the art and science of maintaining a record of financial transactions in separate set of books. Okay, so what is bookkeeping? It is the art and science of maintaining a record of financial transactions in separate set of books. Now, what is bookkeeping concerned with? It is concerned with the following. Okay, that means what all is to be done in bookkeeping. Firstly, you have to identify which are the monetary transactions of the business. So point number one, identifying monetary transactions of the business. So if the businessman has given a gift to his employee, that is not considered as a monetary transaction because he has not taken any money in return for the gift. So that is not considered as a financial transaction and will not be recorded in the books of the business. So first, in bookkeeping, the first step is to identify all the monetary transactions of the business. So you sold something, you got cash in return for that, and that is what is going to be recorded in the books. Recording the transactions in a summarized, organized and systematic form in a book called the journal. Now the first book in which these transactions are recorded is called a journal. Okay, so we have to record these entries in a summarized, organized and systematic form in a book called the journal. Once that is done, these entries are transferred from the journal to another book called the ledger. And then all the accounts in the ledger at the end of the year are balanced, and these balances are then transferred to a trial balance at the end of the year. Okay, so this is the steps that are taken in the process of bookkeeping. So firstly, the monetary transactions are identified, they are recorded in a book called a journal. From the journal, they are transferred into another book called the ledger, okay, where separate ledgers are made for separate accounts like machinery account, furniture account, creditor account, data account, etc. And whatever transactions have been done in the year with these people are recorded in the with these accounts are recorded under these ledgers. Whatever balance is then left at the end of the year in all these accounts is transferred to the trial balance. So this is what is concerned, bookkeeping is concerned with. Now, what are the features? What all does it entail? So firstly, you have to record the business transactions in a date-wise and chronological order. So if you sold something at 10 a.m. in the morning, that will be recorded first. If you sold something then again at 11:30, that will be recorded second under the date on which you're selling these goods, okay, or you're purchasing. So all the transactions of sales, purchases, investments, etc. will be made in a systematic and chronological order. Chronological means sequentially. Now, from this, you will also know whether the business has made profit or loss at the end of the financial year. You will know the total capital that you have invested in the business. So, any goods that you purchased to sell, okay, that is all going to be the capital of the business. Any furniture that you purchased, any computers that you purchase for the business, they all are going to be the capital invested. So you know that so much capital is invested into the business. To know the amount of assets and liabilities, that is the financial position of the business. So how many assets you have, that is those goods in your business that are capable of making some profit, or liabilities, how many loans you have taken from the banks, from creditors, etc. Those are the liabilities of the business. So these books are going to provide you with a information of the assets and liabilities of the business. You will also know how much taxes you have paid to the government. Legal requirements are met by maintaining these books, because as per law you need to maintain the books of accounts, and you have met the legal requirements. If these books of accounts are not maintained, it, it is a legal requirement, so there would be some consequent penalties, etc., if these books are not maintained. To have control over the assets of business, so you will not over invest or under invest in assets of the business. To provide information to various groups, for example, if someone wants to invest in the business, these books of accounts are examined in order to understand whether it makes sense to invest in the business. Okay, to take decisions on important business matters. What could be the important business matters, like expansion of business, termination of employees? All these important business matters, the decisions on all these important business matters are taken with the help of these books. What is the importance of bookkeeping? To maintain a record of the transactions, we can get information about profit, loss, assets, liabilities, capital investment. Records will help the top management to take important decisions like termination of employees, expansion of plant, okay, loans from the banks. All these important decisions by the top management are made on the basis of these books. It will help the top management to take proper control of the business. So if the business is suffering, the top management will intervene and take proper control of the business. Source documents are used as evidence in the court of law to settle legal disputes. So cash memos, etc., are used as evidence in the court of law if someone says that these payments were not made or the goods were not disbursed by the business. All these legal matters can be resolved with the help of these source documents. It will help the businessman take decisions by comparing records. So he can compare records of this year with previous year and have an understanding whether the business is doing well or not. Amount of taxes to be paid to the government are determined on the basis of the records. So if there is a profit, accordingly taxes need to be paid to the government. It will minimize various accounting errors. So even when we take something down from the board or something, when students take something down from the board, they are bound to make errors. In the same way, accountants make errors in while recording entries from source documents into the journal, and from the journal to the ledger they make errors. So if maintaining proper records will help to minimize these kind of errors. Now, what is the utility? What is the use of this bookkeeping to the various parties? To the owner, it will give information about profit. To the management, they can take important decisions such as expansion, contraction, future forecasting, etc. To the government, it's a basis for determination of taxes. To investors, whether they should invest in the business. To customers, to assess the financial position of the business. Okay. To lenders, whether they should lend you money. Employee unions will decide the wage hike based on your books. Thank you, and please subscribe to my channel. I come up with very interesting videos every week. So stay ahead and stay focused. Thank you.